The Whitmore estate stood like a forgotten monument behind its wrought iron gates, its marble facade weathered by decades of solitude. Inside, the air smelled of polished wood and loneliness, a scent **** Charles Whitmore ****, the 80-year-old billionaire recluse, had long since stopped noticing. That changed the day **** Amora **** arrived. She was 20, with skin like midnight and hands that moved with quiet purpose as she dusted the grand piano no one had played in years. Unlike the other maids, who whispered about his temper and avoided his study, Amora met his gaze when she spoke. Would you like tea, sir? Her voice carried an accent, melodic and warm, from a village he couldn't place on a map. Charles dismissed her at first. Another employee, another face. But then came the storm. Rain lashed the windows one evening as he worked late in his library. A sudden pain speared through his chest, sharp, blinding. He gasped, knocking over a glass of whiskey. The sound brought Amora running. She didn't scream. Didn't panic. Just knelt beside him, one hand steadying his shoulder, the other already dialing for help. Breathe, sir, she ordered, her palm cool against his forehead. The ambulance took hours, roads flooded, the storm relentless. Amora stayed. She read to him from a book of African folk tales to keep him conscious, her voice weaving tales of lions and clever spiders. When he shivered, she draped her own sweater over him, the fabric smelling of cinnamon and sunshine. By dawn, the pain had eased. The doctors later called it a warning. Your heart won't survive another episode. Alone in his bedroom, Charles stared at the ceiling. Death had brushed against him, and all he could think of was Amora's voice in the dark. That evening, he summoned her to the garden. The storm had passed, leaving the air crisp. She stood before him, wary but unflinching. Marry me, he said. Amora's lips parted. No laughter, no outrage, just stunned silence. I have reasons, he continued, voice rough. But I'll give you anything. A home. Security. Your family taken care of. The offer hung between them, heavy as the estate's iron gates. Amora searched his face, not for greed, but for truth. Why me? Charles hesitated. The real answer, because you saw a man, not a monster lodged in his throat. Instead, he said, because you stayed. A breeze stirred the roses. Somewhere, a gate creaked. Amora's fingers curled into her apron. I need time. Charles nodded. But as she walked away, he knew, this decision would unravel them both. The morning after Charles's proposal, sunlight streamed through the estate's east-facing windows, gilding the dust motes that swirled in the air. Amora moved through her chores with mechanical precision, her fingers pausing only once, when she polished the silver-framed photograph of Charles's late wife. The woman's smile was gentle, her eyes crinkled at the corners. Had she looked like me? The thought sent an uneasy ripple down Amora's spine. Charles remained sequestered in his study, but his presence loomed. The house staff whispered behind cupped hands, their glances sharp as knives. He's never looked twice at any of us, the head housekeeper muttered, slamming a tray onto the counter. Amora said nothing, but the weight of their suspicion settled on her shoulders like a shroud. At noon, a courier arrived with a letter. Thick ivory paper, Charles's sprawling signature at the bottom. Inside, a deed to a house in Accra, a bank statement with more zeros than she'd ever seen, and a single line, no conditions. Only time. Her hands trembled. This wasn't just an offer. It was a grenade with the pin pulled. That evening, she found him in the conservatory, silhouetted against the glass walls, a whiskey glass dangling from his fingers. He didn't turn when she entered, but his shoulders stiffened. You didn't have to bribe me, she said, voice low. Charles exhaled sharply. It's not a bribe. It's a choice. Finally, he faced her. The daylight had drained from his eyes, leaving them hollow. I won't live to see winter, Amora. The doctors made that clear. Asterisk. The admission hung between them, raw and unvarnished. Asterisk. Then why marry at all? Asterisk. A muscle twitched in his jaw. Asterisk. Because my fortune defaults to vultures unless I have a spouse. Because I refuse to let them win. Asterisk. He took a step closer, the scent of oak and regret clinging to him. Asterisk. But also because you're the first person in 20 years who hasn't looked at me like I'm already a ghost. Asterisk. Amora's breath caught. The truth, when it came, was always simpler than expected. Outside, a nightingale trilled, a sound from home, one she hadn't heard since crossing the ocean. Asterisk. I'll do it. Asterisk. She said softly. Asterisk. But not for the money. Asterisk. Charles stilled. Asterisk. Then why? Asterisk. She reached out, brushing a withered petal from his sleeve. Asterisk. Because someone should remember you as more than a will. Asterisk. For the first time since she'd known him, Charles Whitmore looked stunned. The lawyer arrived at dawn, his polished shoes clicking against the marble foyer like a metronome counting down the seconds. Amora sat stiffly in Charles's study, the weight of her decision pressing into the velvet chair as the man, Mr. Holloway, Esquire snapped open his briefcase. Standard prenuptial terms, he announced, sliding a document across the desk. Assets protected, inheritance clearly outlined. His gaze flicked to Amora, lingering just long enough to make her skin prickle. Unless, of course, the bride has objections. Charles S. Kane thudded against the floor. Leave us. The moment the door shut, Amora exhaled. He thinks I'm a gold digger. Everyone will, Charles said bluntly. But this, he tapped the contract, isn't for them. It's for you. Every asset, every property, yours outright upon my death. No contests, no loopholes. She studied the dense legalese, the numbers blurring. You're really giving me everything. No, his voice softened. I'm giving you a choice. Walk away now, and the offer still stands, the house, the money, no strings. Or sign it, and inherit a war. Amora reached for the pen. The wedding was a whisper of an event. 10 minutes in a near-empty courthouse, the scent of old paper and lemon polish thick in the air. Charles stood straighter than she'd ever seen him, his suit hanging loose on his frame but his grip on her hand firm. When the judge pronounced them married, she expected something. A flinch, a sigh, a flicker of regret. Instead, Charles cupped her face with surprising gentleness. Last chance to run, he murmured. Amora leaned into his palm. I don't run. The storm broke that night, not outside, but in the form of Charles's son, Richard slamming through the estate doors with a bottle of bourbon and a snarl. You pathetic old man, he hissed, liquor slurring his words. Marrying some whore to spite us. Amora stepped forward, but Charles S. Kane blocked her path. Careful, boy, he said, ice in his tone. That whore is your stepmother. And the sole heir to every penny you've been salivating over. Richard's face purpled. You think a piece of paper will stop us? We'll bury her in lawsuits before your body's cold. Charles smiled, a chilling, razor-edged thing. Try. The Daily Mail already has the story. Dying billionaire's noble gesture. The court of public opinion loves a tragedy. When Richard lunged, Amora moved without thinking, catching his wrist, twisting just enough to make him gasp. The move was instinct, honed in a childhood where men's tempers were more dangerous than snakes. Richard recoiled, shock cutting through his rage. What the hell are you? Charles answered for her, pride glinting in his gaze. Your worst nightmare. The morning after Richard's outburst, The estate felt eerily silent, as if the walls themselves were holding their breath. Amora found Charles at the breakfast table, his hands curled around a teacup gone cold, staring at the headlines splashed across the Daily Mail ********* Dying billionaire weds maid in secret ceremony, family furious. ********. She slid into the seat beside him, her fingers brushing the newspaper. You really leaked it. Charles's lips twitched. The world loves a scandal. But they'll love a redemption arc more. He pushed another article toward her, a follow-up piece detailing his donation of half his fortune to African education funds. Now they'll fight over scraps instead of you. Amora's throat tightened. This wasn't just protection. It was a reckoning. Weeks passed in a fragile truce. Richard's lawyers circled, but the public sympathy had shifted. Reporters camped outside, not to vilify Amora, but to photograph the tragic love story, the frail billionaire and his devoted bride planting roses in the garden, her head resting against his shoulder. One evening, as firelight flickered in the library, Charles's breathing grew labored. Amora knelt beside his chair, pressing his inhaler into his hand. I'm sorry, he rasped. This wasn't the marriage you deserved. She caught his trembling fingers. It wasn't a marriage at all. Not yet. And then, for the first time, she kissed him. Soft, lingering, a promise. Charles's breath hitched. Why now? Because you finally see me. She whispered. Not as her replacement. Not as your shield. Just me. He died in his sleep 2 days later. The funeral was a spectacle. Paparazzi swarmed as Amora walked in alone, draped in the Ghanaian Kent cloth she'd once described to Charles as the fabric of kings. She ignored the gasps when she placed not flowers, but a tattered book of African folktales on his casket. At the reading of the will, Richard's rage boiled over. This is absurd. She can't possibly. The lawyer cut him off. Every asset is irrevocably hers. Including your childhood home. Amora stood, the weight of Charles's ring heavy on her finger. Keep the house, she said, dropping the keys into Richard's stunned hands. I only ever wanted what he gave me freely. Epilogue. 1 year later. The school in Accra stood bright under the sun, its walls painted with lions and spiders from Charles's favorite tale. As children's laughter spilled through the windows, Amora touched the plaque at the entrance. Whitmore Academy. Built on love, not legacy. A breeze carried the scent of roses, the same variety they'd planted together. Somewhere, she knew, Charles was smiling.